So one of the things that we say to a lot of our clients is that their limiting beliefs are running the show.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is that most people, instead of having a motivational problem, they actually have a belief problem.
Yes.
And it's because underneath everything, there's these limitations that have been there since they were really young, completely running their life, and they're completely unaware of it. So today I was talking to a lady that I met, and she was super interested in what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And we were chit-chatting, chat. And I was quite distracted because I was thinking about something else. However, she was chat. And she's asking me about everything we do. And I said, well, we help people who have limitations overcome their limitations.
Great.
And she said, great. And I said, so for example, someone's been running with a belief since they were, maybe 3 years old, and they keep reproducing the belief over and over again.
Yep, copy paste.
To see it outside themselves, to test it and see whether they can do something with it or whether they can change it. And she said, but how do you get them into your room? Because they wouldn't know about it, would they? And I said, that's the key. They don't actually know about it because it's sitting in the unconscious mind. So I thought we might talk about that today.
Yeah, I love this topic because you're so right. It's such an unconscious thing. And I think this is where a lot of people go wrong in the personal development space is they go, oh, it's a motivation problem. Oh, it's a procrastination problem, or it's an avoidance problem.
Yeah.
Without going, where does this come from?
Yeah. Or
where does this stem from?
Fear of success, fear of failure. Like the labels are endless.
Yep.
Yet they never track it back to the beginning.
Yes, which is, and it's so funny because I actually feel as though a lot of the content nowadays, on social media in regards to personal development and growth and overcoming limitations, do talk about needing to go to the root cause. And so I'm actually really curious, where is the disconnect of people going, oh yeah, but it has nothing to do with my childhood, or not there? It's like this sneaky, oh, okay, I need to get to the root of it. I need to look at my shadows. And it's just go to the root cause.
But I had a great childhood.
Yeah.
You might have had a great childhood and still with that great childhood, there were negative programs installed. Really simple things like perhaps you didn't do the dishes properly one day and you were told off for it. And in that you created a significant belief of I'm not good enough, for example. Little tiny things create big beliefs.
Yeah, it could be as simple as a teacher yells at you for talking in class, and now all of a sudden you have this oh, I can't be seen, or I can't be loud, or I'm too much, yet it stems all the way from when you were freaking in kindergarten.
Yeah.
And you have been, for whatever reason, unwilling to actually look at that. And I feel as though, people have great intentions because they go, no, I do want to achieve my goals. And I know that we utilize this analogy a lot. However, the difference between that conscious and unconscious, your conscious mind sets the alarm for the gym in the morning. Your unconscious mind is what elicits the behavior that rolls over and hits snooze.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to stay safe, easier to stay comfortable. And so it's really it's self-honesty, I think, is the first step that people need to be able to take.
I definitely think self-honesty is a start. And I think largely, even if people feel or think that they're being self-honest, there's this bit that they can't touch, right? The unconscious mind is hidden, and it's hidden for a reason because it has some really great functions. It will actually keep a memory repressed for your protection.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty good thing for a lot of people. It'll also bring up things for your awareness. And this is that concept of where people are having a great day. And, you're just having such a great day, a great week, a great month that you start going, something's going to go wrong. I can feel it.
When's the penny going to drop?
Yeah, and that's literally your unconscious mind going, hey, you actually seem to be great right now, so can we deal with this? And it comes up randomly at random times in random situations. And I think the key to recognizing the difference between what a lot of people think the root cause is and what the actual root cause is that when people start to look for a root cause, they think consciously about their past.
That's exactly what happens.
So they go, oh, the root cause of me feeling lonely must be because of that time when my friends all left me alone when I was 10 at a party.
Yeah, they think it instead of feel it.
And it's all done by thought. Mm-hmm. When actually that thing of being alone may be from as early as the time when you were in hospital and perhaps left in the night nursery.
Yep.
And so we have to utilize the unconscious techniques and the unconscious mind to actually access that. You can't just think your way there to the root cause. You actually need to see a skilled practitioner to get you to that area.
Yeah, I love this. And so my question then is probably the question that potentially our listeners have, or if they have been in our room and have experienced this, potentially a question they have of, yeah, but how do I get the person that I know that they need to get in this room? I know that they need to do this work, or perhaps someone's listening to this and they're like, oh, yeah, my clients or my future clients need to hear this.
Yeah.
What is actually the thing that makes somebody go, oh, that's what makes me I need to get in that room. That's what makes them say yes to working with a practitioner. That's what makes them go, maybe it's not the thinking that's going to get me there.
So I think initially the thinking is what starts the process.
Yeah, because it's the awareness piece.
There's an awareness.
Yeah.
And then I think that, on content on social media, they're watching a piece of content and all of a sudden this feeling happens. It's definitely a feeling.
Yeah.
And after the feeling, they start wondering, maybe there's something in this stuff that they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And that feeling and that little mini, I'd call it a micro awareness, because it's like, I kind of get it, but I don't.
Yeah.
That is what leads them to go, perhaps there's more to me than meets the eye, and perhaps it's time for me to start exploring.
Yeah, I feel like I've been in this world for so long now that, okay, I get it. And I'm like, how is that not like a default belief of every human on the planet? And I know that it isn't. And I know there was a significant period of my life where it wasn't in my awareness. So there's so much more to me, and there's so much more that I get to be and that I get to grow through and that I get to learn. Yeah, and then I feel like I've been in this world so long now, and largely the clientele that we work with have been through the room
get it.
and get it.
Yeah.
That it's like when I'm in the real world, I'm like, fuck, people have such strange beliefs.
Well, I had a lady today say she gave me a hug when I was leaving an appointment.
Mm-hmm.
And as she went to give me a hug, she said, oh my God, I smell like a dirty chimney. And I went, well, you know better than that, so when are you stopping? And she goes, well, I'm buying a new car so that I stop. And it glitched me. I was like, hang on a minute, what? And she said, yeah, I wouldn't want a new car to smell of smoke. So if I buy a new car, then I'll stop smoking.
Wow.
And I'm like, this is a really convoluted belief, because the truth to quitting smoking is uncover the root cause,
yes,
dismantle the root cause strategy, and then you won't even want to.
Mm-hmm.
And it glitched me back into, oh, normal people think like this. Like how is that a great way to think? Oh, I'll buy a new car and that will make me stop. That's like saying I'll buy gym clothes and then I won't eat bad food anymore.
Yeah, literally.
Well, trust me, people, I have gym clothes. It hasn't stopped me eating bad food.
I feel like, because I'm like, okay, well, how did she get to that strategy? And then I'm like, okay, she's essentially creating an away from driver.
Yes.
Where she's like, this new car will not smell like smoke.
Yeah.
So I'll buy the new car so that it's like there's a blockage and there's a push away from the old behavior.
Yeah.
And largely,
and it might work for a little while.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like a lot of the population operate like that.
Yeah.
And go, how can I utilize an away from driver here? Obviously, unconsciously. And it's that, how do I get something to push me away from the bad behavior? Or how do I allow it to get so bad that there's something pushing me away from the bad behavior?
Yeah, and whichever way they look at that, they're literally just trying to take action on the actual problem, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, here's the problem, here's the action to fix the problem.
Yeah, whereas
in other words, the problem's smoking. If I buy the car, it'll fix the problem.
Yes.
But it actually won't fix the problem. The problem will still be there. You might be able to mask it for a little while. And I think there's a lot of people that are really good at masking. They have so many masks on, it's like their face is 500 centimeters thicker than what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that the masking can work for a period of time. And that will make you exhausted.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people that we see are not only suffering from limiting beliefs, they're also exhausted from having to keep the masks on to cover it up in society.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so what happens is when you stop actually trying to fix your actions and you start looking at how can I modify my belief system, then you start to create some real change. And so I want to give you an example of this. So recently I was like, I found a really nice dress. I thought, oh, that'll look good on me. And then I did the whole, oh, will that look good on stage? And I'm like, this is a common problem that people have. They go and look for a piece of clothing. They think they're going to look good, and then they do the whole,
will it look good on stage? It's so common.
Okay, maybe not the on stage bit, but they go,
I
will
know
this
what you
look
mean.
great on me at wherever I'm
At
going?
the event,
At the
yes.
party, at the event, at whatever I'm going to. At home, wherever. It doesn't really matter. And I thought, as soon as I thought that, I thought, actually, it will look great on stage. And a lot of people would then agonize over whether to buy the dress or not. And that's a belief. And that comes from something that someone said to them or some kind of belief that they held when they were a chubby kid or something in the past.
Yep.
And it's like, that takes energy to
Yeah,
manage
it really
that
does.
belief.
Yep.
To be able to be at the shops, want the dress, think it's going to look good on you, and then have to worry about whether it will or it won't. That is a waste of energy. And this is what limiting beliefs do. Limiting beliefs decrease the amount of energy you have available towards what you want, and it actually slows you down.
Yeah, massively. I feel like another really great example of this, for just to give even more context so it lands for our audience, is I definitely, for such a long time, I held this belief of like the generalization of I can't do this or I can't do it.
Yeah.
It was I can't do it, whether I can't do it well or I'll do it and I'll look silly. Like all of it was kind of under the umbrella of I can't do this.
Yeah.
And so I distinctly remember like growing up and in high school I was never great at sport. I was never great at those kind of endeavors. And so it was just that constant continuous installation of
I can't do it.
I can't do it. I can't do it. And of course it stems all the way back from being a little girl, having two big sisters, that I've obviously done something at some point and I've chosen to adopt the belief of I can't do it. And then blanket approach to my whole life. And it's only been maybe in the last year I've really noticed that big shift, and it's been like loud in my awareness of just how drastically that has changed. Because now you could ask me to do anything. Anybody could ask me to do anything. And the instant feeling and thought is I can do it. I can do anything.
Yeah.
To the point where I will often say it out loud. And it's like I noticed in our recent master prac training, even saying it a couple of times, and one of our assistants said to me, Katie, that's like your automatic response. And I'm like, yeah, I guess it is. And though it wasn't always that way.
Yeah.
So it's that, again, that proof of realistically the root cause was I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
Which is what layers and layers and layers led to the surface presenting problem of being
I can't do it.
I can't do it. I'll look silly. Maybe I can't follow through. What if people laugh? Yada, yada, yada. All these surface presenting problems that for years I definitely had attempted to fix up at that level of, okay, maybe I just need to have more confidence. Maybe I need to read another book. Maybe it's like that. Here's a problem. What's the solution to the problem, without ever going, hang on, the problem's never the problem. It's a symptom of the problem. So by getting deep in there and fully removing that limiting belief of I'm not good enough, now I'm in that position where it's like, I can do it. I can do anything.
I love that. And do you think though that when people are talking to themselves in their head that they can get to this themselves? Or do you think it needs to be facilitated?
It has to be facilitated.
At least conversational with someone who knows what they're doing.
Yes, because it's the difference between doing it from your head or doing it from your body.
Yeah.
And I feel as though people can absolutely, and this is what actually slows them down in the long term, because they think it through and logically they have actually done it. Like they've done it at the head level if they've done it right? Yes. So they follow all the steps and I freaking still do this now. Like literally, because it's the human condition to want to be better, right? And so I can think through all of it and I can run the timeline and I can go, oh, yep, I can see that equals that and that comes from there and this is that. Cool. Still happens.
And that gives you the answer. It doesn't disconnect the problem.
Yeah, because it's an experience of, it isn't a thinking through. And when you're operating with somebody that's trained in the work that we do and the work that we train others in, when you're operating with somebody like that, they're able to differentiate between, hang on, get in your body.
Yeah. This is where the real stuff is.
Yes.
And I think one of the big things is that all of those symptoms of the problem, they stem from that underlying belief. And when you get to that, that's where it changes. And so if you're doing it in your own head and you get all the knowledge and you can go, oh yeah, I think it comes from here. Okay, great. I'll clean that up. There's probably something earlier than that. There's probably something deeper than that. There's probably something more profound than that. And that's where that conversational kind of coaching can be super helpful to dig right down and change that belief.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because as long as that belief is allowed to exist, it doesn't matter how much you change all the layers on top.
Yeah, completely.
That little belief just sits under there festering, and it sort of becomes this pussy thing that eventually explodes again, and then you have the problem again.
Yeah, and then it just spreads the infection.
Yeah.
I feel as though it would be helpful to give context to how we know when someone hasn't gone there. So for people that are listening to this, we've recently completed our master practitioner training here in Room, and through that, the students get the opportunity to facilitate and also receive a full breakthrough.
Yeah.
And at the end of their breakthrough, they come up and they have a chat, and we speak to them about their goals. We speak to them about the action that they're about to take. We speak to them about potentially things we're aware of from their past. And what do we actually look at, Liz?
So we actually watch eye patterns. Now, some people will say that eye patterns are pseudoscience, that there's not enough evidence about them. However, when you've got someone who's in a room talking to you directly after having a series of unconscious techniques utilized on them, eye patterns work brilliantly. And when you talk to someone about their past problem and they can't access it in their brain, you know you've done it well. When you talk to them about their future goals and they're completely on point with their eye patterns, you know you've done it well. And if they did it in their head, guess what? Their eye patterns won't do that. When they've done it in their head, their eye patterns glitch and they don't actually go to the parts of the brain that they're meant to go to.
Yep.
And so you can see it and then you send them away to just do that final tweak and they come back and it's perfect.
Yeah, and it's actually such a profound shift, and I think that was one of the biggest things that I really noticed in this training.
Yeah.
Was the tiniest little glitch, and having that like external reference point to then ask a question and then to witness the glitch again from their body and be like, no, there's more there.
Yeah. Okay.
We need to go deeper.
Yeah.
We need to do this, dig into that.
Yeah.
And then for them to actually go to the depths.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what's different about this training. It was so good.
Well, I think that it was just we knew them a little bit better.
Yes.
They were a little bit more open. I think the biggest thing was you watch someone sit there through emotional change technique, and if they're in their head, they'll just sit there.
Yep.
And if they're in their body, they're really feeling it and they're going for it. And when you send someone back for that little tweak and they actually go there, they go, oh my God, this is what it's meant to feel like. And so they have the experience of it. And then they're like, okay, I also have this and this and this. And there's all this other sort of, it's like they kept a little suitcase with all the problems that were too hard.
All those little problems in their suitcase.
Yeah. And so then they realize that it's going to work on the big stuff and they go, okay, by the way, here's my little suitcase. Can we deal with all this now as well?
Yeah. And it's really interesting as well. I'm thinking back to that first night of breakthroughs.
Yeah.
And whilst maintaining confidentiality, it was that beautiful opportunity for also a student to see like, we're good. We're staying. We'll stay here as long as it takes.
Yeah.
And even like through that for them to go, oh, but it's taking too long and go, all right, that we got to deal with that. Where does that come from? Like all the way back to the start. Like let's
and then
dive
they get
into
frustrated and they're like, I don't want to do anymore. And it's like, well, you still have a problem.
Yeah.
So we're going to get it.
Literally. And then is there something so beautiful about being able to facilitate spaces like that and being able to witness that like raw, like just that human experience.
That guttural emotion that comes with it. Yeah.
And the trust and the like relief and the euphoria that comes after it.
Yeah.
And like the gratitude really.
Yeah,
like
it's
to
the gratitude.
really, really witness that and feel that from a student that goes, holy shit, like thank you for staying with me. Thank you for allowing the space.
Thank you for changing my life.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so special.
So I think the biggest thing that people need to know about this is they need to start by, first of all, thinking it through.
Yeah.
Right? Have the awareness, think it through, because you have to question the underlying belief. If you're having the same problem and it's created over and over again or the same type of problem and it's created over and over again in your life, you can be sure that it's a program.
Yeah.
And so we have to first of all question that.
And a great question would be, when did I decide this?
Yeah. When did I decide this? How did I decide this?
Like no one cares about me.
Yeah.
When did I decide that? Go back again. When did I decide that before that? Go back again.
And get as far back as you can.
Yep.
And then get in contact with us or a great practitioner and say, hey, I need help to dig down to the root cause of this. I've got myself back to 5 years old, but I think it's before that. Let's go deep.
Yep. Love. Yep.
Because the truth is that all your problems are actually seated in your own limiting beliefs, the beliefs that you've had in you since you were 0 to 7 years old. Everything was largely programmed in that time frame, and now you're just running the program. So if there's a challenge in your life that keeps repeating, it's coming from a program. If you want to get rid of that program, reach out to us and we'll actually help you get into our integrated NLP training and help you solve these problems.
Yeah, it's going to be really great. Best thing you've ever done.